Hello everyone. I hope you're all keeping well and staying safe and looking after yourselves. What a shame that I can't be with you today in the classroom, but I hope that you're all keeping well. I'm sure that that you're having a great time in school. Instead, I'm here, stuck in my office with my Garfield cat. Can you see my cat there? Looking down on me, making sure that I behave myself. But still, I know that you're there, and it's good to have a little chat with you. Today about something very important, or should I say something very special? Because today I want to think just for a few minutes about special places, the places that are important to us. Well, I'll tell you something. One of my very special places is reception, is your class at school. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you again, hopefully very, very soon. But in the meantime, let's have a little think about the places that are special to us. I want to show you some pictures and just have a look at these and see what you think. Here's a picture of a house with 3 windows and a door and a tree just behind it. I wonder if your house looks like that. I know that mine doesn't. I guess houses come in all sorts of different sizes, different shapes. We might live in a very big house or a very small house. But I know that our houses, our homes, are very special to us because they are places where we are looked after and cared for by those who live with us. So our homes are very special, very important. But it is nice, of course, just occasionally to get outside and to get into the fresh air. And just as I'm looking out the window now, yeah, it's quite nice outside. The sun's shining. And it's good sometimes just to go for a walk. Maybe to have a little wander around the park. Go and play in the park, play games, or just go and have a walk just to keep ourselves fit and to get some fresh air. It's good that we have some nice parks around here, isn't it, that are special places for us. Where else do we like to go to? What other special places are there? Well, one of my favourite places is the beach. I love going to the beach, building sandcastles, having a paddle in the water, maybe even just sitting in the cafe just by the beach and just watching the tides coming in and going out and having fun on the beach. I bet you do as well, don't you? I bet you really enjoy going to the seaside. I'll tell you another very special place that I enjoy going to, and that is to the zoo, to see all the animals down at Chester Zoo, the elephants and the chimpanzees and the giraffes, and even the slippery snakes, all these lovely animals. Chester Zoo has become a bit of a favourite place, a special place for us, and we do enjoy going there quite often. So there's a zoo. I wonder if you've been to Chester Zoo, or maybe some other zoos as well. What other places are there, I wonder, as well as the zoo? Well, we often quite like going for a walk to this place here. It's called Dunham Massey. But it's a place where there's lots of pathways and grass, and there's even places where you can play as well. It's a big house, isn't it? I wish I lived in a house like that. But there's Dunham Massey. I'll tell you what though, here's a house that I did live in a very, very long time ago. Many, many years ago. And there it is, a house on 2 Foley Road in Birmingham, which is where I come from. And that house there is the house that I grew up in when I was very young, and I lived the first part of my life in 2 Foley Road. So I've got all sorts of very happy memories of living in that house in Birmingham. I wonder if you recognise this place. This is a special place. This is a special church. We call it a church. And I think you'll recognise it because you might walk past it or drive past it every day that you come into school. It's almost next door to the school, and it's called Boothstown Methodist Church. And whereas I'm the minister of that church. And it's been a shame because the church has been closed for such a long time. But I'm looking forward to Sunday when it opens up again, and we'll have a lovely time worshipping in church and saying our prayers and thinking about God. And I hope very much that there will be an opportunity for you to come into church one day, to have a look around and to ask me all sorts of questions about different things in the church. We might even be able to sing a song. Let's see. One day, hopefully, you can come into church. When you go inside the church, you'll see lots of interesting things, interesting objects, such as a Bible. You might have a Bible at home. I know we have Bibles here in school, and we have lots of Bibles up at church as well. So the Bible is a very special book that tells us all about Jesus and all about God. We also have the cross. And when you do come into church, you'll be able to point to lots of different crosses around the building. So it'd be really good for you to say, look, Reverend Garfield, there's a cross up there. Oh, there's another one. We also have something called a font. That's a funny name, isn't it? Font. Wonder if you can say that back to me. Font. Just have a go. Font. It's a funny word and it's a funny object, but it's where we bring babies to be baptized or to be christened. And we put a little bit of water inside the font on their heads, and we say to them, you are very special and you are very welcome in church. Some of you might have been baptized perhaps. Some of you might have even been baptized over in Boothstown Methodist Church. Then we have something called the lectern. Funny names, aren't they? These are. Lectern. See if you can say that. Lectern. That's where I stand, and that's where I talk from. And I can put my books on there, and I can even just put my hands on there just to hold up so I don't fall over. So the lectern is a very special object as well. And then we have the communion table, which is equally important, if not more important. And if you look very carefully, you might be able to see some words on that table. This do in remembrance of me. The communion table is special. It's where we eat bread and drink some grape juice. And it's a way of remembering just how much God loves us. Maybe we can talk about that sometime as well. We've got an organ in the church too. And it's lovely to play tunes and hymns and songs on the organ. And that makes a lovely sound. It's really nice to listen to music and to sing songs together. I wonder, what's your favourite part of the church? Maybe you can have a little think about that. And when you come into the church, we can have a look around and you can tell me what's your favourite part of the church. Here's a very old building. It's well before any of you were born, and it's well before I came to Boothstown. That's the old church, the old Boothstown Methodist Church, which looks very different to the new one. There are lots of special places, aren't there? Such as, I wonder if you know what this building is here. I bet some of you might do. You could have a guess. I'll tell you. This is Manchester Cathedral. Right in the heart of Manchester. It's a bit bigger than Boothstown, but it's where people come and worship and sing hymns and pray and just spend time together thinking about God. So Manchester Cathedral, I think, is a very special place. And then here's another one. This is a special place. This is called St. Peter's Church in Rome. And it's one of the biggest churches I have ever seen. I've actually been inside that church. It's enormous. It's huge, it's big, it's tall, it's wide, it's amazing. And it just shows that churches come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, don't they? And here's the Taj Mahal, which to me looks almost as big, if not as big, as St. Peter's in Rome. And we know that people worship in lots of different ways, not only in Christian churches, but in other types of buildings as well. Here's a little tiny building, a little tiny, looks like a hut, doesn't it, or a shed. But you saw that big building. Here's a tiny building where people worship as well. And here's our school. I think this is a special place. I can't really think of anywhere more special than Boothstown Methodist Primary School, can you? And I'm sure that you're having a great time learning and being with each other in school. I wonder why your school is so special. What's your favourite place in school? And how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel to be in school? Does it make you feel special? Does it make you feel really good? What's your favourite place, I wonder, in school? But there must be other places that you go to as well. I've mentioned some of them, like the zoo and the park and the beach. But what other special places are there for you? Where do you like to go to, I wonder? And maybe if you've got a few minutes, you could do it today or tomorrow, or even do it at home. You could draw your favourite place. Think about what's really special to you, and you could do a picture, which would be wonderful. And then it would be so lovely to see your pictures, your drawings of your favourite place. So, we've been thinking about favourite places, special places, here, in school, in church, across the world, indoors and outdoors. So have a little think about your special place and why it makes you feel so special. And I think maybe we could have a listen to a song. If you've got a few minutes, we could listen to this lovely song that you might have heard before called My Lighthouse.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore.
So, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great time. And just remember, think about your special place. Take care and see you again very soon.